Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? I don't see nobody in the building yet. I don't see anybody in the building yet. Am I talking to myself? Is it a Friday night? Everybody out on a date, out on karaoke live? I don't see nobody. And say we live. I need to see somebody in the chat. I need to check my sound, just to hear and see somebody here. It says we live. Where is the dub fam? So, as before I usually get started, I wait for about 10 minutes or so or whatever. I don't know. It say we got three people. Let me see somebody in the chat. Y'all know it's all about the comments because I am, as you see on the screen, YouTube's #1 commenter. And when I'm on live, I wear every single chain, even when I'm in the house. I got that from Drake. I say that on my lives. Where are my people? I see 5. Well, I don't see the comments. There we go. There we go. See, and you know who shows up in the comments? The Dub fam's #1 commenter, Miss Bell. Happy Friday, everyone. We got AW in the house, A1 from day one. Celine Carey, that's a new face I see. I appreciate you stopping by and saying hello. It's all about that. So I'll just give people, a few minutes to come on in. And so we can get this Married at First Sight review done. There we go. It's popping up. Jacqueline Willoughby in the house. We got Lovely. I remember Lovely from last week. I appreciate you stopping by once again. As I'm nothing without my people. Loving, Miss Bell says she's loving the spring color on you. Who's that? You, me, or you? I don't know. It is springtime, my favorite time of the year. When it's not too hot, it's not too cool. It usually don't last that long. But this probably been the best spring ever. I'm loving the weather, in the DC area. I'm loving the weather. Okay, Markeisha Bennett is in the house. Hey, Miss Bell. Tammy talks. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Tay. Hey, talk to me. I appreciate everybody coming in the building. It's I guess with this Mavs thing, I'm kind of I'm what would you call it? It's a bittersweet kind of thing because I've been looking for this show to come to an end. Like it's like watching your sick pet, declines, just going downhill and hill. But I really I surprisingly have a lot to say for how, let's say, boring the episode has been. I think anyway. They go Monique King, the Queen. Monique, be in the comments. I appreciate you on everybody's on YouTube's channel. Like we share like the same what do you mean? The same liking for a lot of people. If you see me on somebody's channel, Monique King is probably there, and she was probably there before me. Who we got? Who we got here? Pink and Cream. Always a pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure. Who we got here? Anna Marie Moore. Good to see you. I don't remember seeing in the chat before because, like I said, I usually know each and everybody who comes in the chat because I'm always on. I answer each and every single comment. So I appreciate you for being here. Like I said, it's hey, I do this for y'all, and I'm just glad to see y'all here to continue support me. Yep. So like I said, we're gonna hold off, for about another 5 minutes before we get this show on the road. But like I said, it's like a bittersweet thing because I feel like we've been running almost a half a year on this thing, and in the consensus, this has probably been the worst or the most boring season. We were expecting so much more, but they keep doing this, and I say something random on different channels as well. I'll be like, at some point, we need to start to demand more out of the shows that we invest our time in. Not that we can control everything, but again, just like this channel and the rest of these shows, they're nothing without the people. And I kind of I need to see them improving because it feels like reality, the shows are taking a decline, and we know that they could be so much better. Let me say what's up to YNVC. Hey, I made it live. I'm so glad to see you. Always a 100% pleasure. I'm glad you made it. if anybody just give me something, because I'm not sure how my sound is it normal, is it okay, does my mic sound nice? Check one. Somebody send something. Somebody send something. Anna Marie Moore, hey, I thank you. I appreciate you making this live, and I hope this won't be your last. So we're gonna have a good time. Uh, if this ain't the truth, I don't know what the truth. Reality TV is on its way out. So what we gonna do, Tammy? We're gonna have to pivot. um, appreciate you, AW. AW said the sound is good. I'm actually thinking, and I got, I like to, like I said, I like to give credit where credit is due. When I say that, I saw a, what do you call it? A segment on Rodney the Voice channel where he kind of goes over certain depending on like what video it is, he'll go over particular comments and just kind of discuss them a little more, or put it out there, or share his like view, but say it verbally, because y'all know pretty much every comment y'all put out, I'm gonna touch it and I'm gonna put something on. It doesn't mean like I'm challenging it. I just say what I gotta say about it, laugh. Cause like I said, anybody who don't get in my comments, if you think I'm funny, look at my comments. That's the people who got me laughing, dropping my phone, about to crash my car, all that good stuff. So I'm thinking about doing a segment where I kind of answer some of the most famous or funny comments, because granted, let's say I'm a smaller YouTube and say in numbers, like the comments, hey, the Dove fan comes through in the comments, like we getting comments like the comments are probably like half of the views of my channel. So I'm thinking of doing that because, like I said, the comments is the actual star of this channel, because we could bring them to the front, because sometimes we don't get to discuss some things thoroughly. So I think I'm gonna start that segment where, let's say maybe I get 100+ comments on a particular video, and I'll go over some of them, and we'll do it like live, or do it through a video. I thought that was a great segment, because especially about me always talking about, dropping those comments. I need those comments. The comments is the bloodline, is the lifeline of this channel, so I'm definitely think I'm gonna do that for real. So Miss Bell say the sound is perfect. That's what I need to hear. Where we at? About 7 minutes. Yeah, we got about a couple of more minutes. We're gonna get started and all of that. What Jacqueline Willoughby had to say. She said, and we appreciate your response, JJ. There are so many YouTube channels that don't even acknowledge any comments. I know. I think that's a part of the reason why I do it, because I started this channel because of the comments. For the people, platforms that I respect, that's where I lived at. I was in the comments so much. I was on Miss Misha channel one time, and a lady said J Dub is answering his own comments, and it was kind of funny. I looked down, I had about 20 comments. That's why I am YouTube's #1 comment. It comes natural to me because I'm responding to the great content that I'm seeing. So yes, I appreciate y'all for just putting down the comments. Like I said, we're sharing and entertaining each other all at the same time. So that's what it's about. That's what it's about. All about those comments. I don't exaggerate. Like I said, I stopped what you call, I stopped going for the likes. Like, please like the video, thumbs up the video. I mean, I guess everybody says that because it does help with the algorithm. But at this point, if I feel like I gotta keep begging and saying, if you're gonna like it, you like it. But I'll be like, give me the comments. Forget the likes. If you're gonna pick one of them, give me a comment before you give me a like, because that's what touches me right here. That gets me going. That's what I do it for. I like that. The likes are free, y'all. Yeah, but don't hurt to like a video, to get it going, to get the content out, because it really does push the video. So we are going to get started in a few. With this episode, I guess I would, I am of course I'm me, but I'm a compilation of people. So when you hear me start saying, in my opinion, I get it from Auntie. We're gonna start Married at First Sight. I got this from Jasmine W. We're gonna start with the most boring couples. That could be all of them if you ask me, but I would just say the people made the least impact. Let me not forget Danielle Owens. Yo, J Dub, I appreciate you, Danny, coming through. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. So, who do we start with? Who do we start with on my list? I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna put this thing up. Let's start with Clint and Gina. Let's go ahead and start with Clint and Gina. You know, with Clint and Gina, we call it lowered expectations. We're not expecting a lot because it's almost like you're hoping, you're wishing like something could come out of it, because like Clint has been, I would say, a fan favorite. Why? He's won everybody over. You can see Clint's effort. He has a personality that most love. Like I said, no one's perfect, but you can see when somebody is actually trying and putting forth their best effort. Let me stop acknowledging Sherry Pottinger. Hey J Dub, happy to catch you live. I'm so happy that you're here. Like I said, I'm seeing a lot of newer faces or newer comments that I haven't, because like I said, I catch everybody. So each and every one of you, I appreciate you. Well, let's keep going. Yeah, at this point, we're on decision day, but I'm not sure why they don't call it decision day. It's like the last rodeo, and they got to give us I guess the last day that they're going to kind of be together, give us a glimpse in that. And why they're doing this, because things are really dragging at a pace that's like, I'm gonna call it painful at this point. It's like, what are we doing? It's like you're watching somebody waste your time on purpose. Like you say, I don't have that time, I don't have that life to waste. Can we get on to what we need to be doing? And that's exactly what Married at First Sight is doing. Because I was blown away when I guess different YouTubers were posting that like we have like 6 more episodes, and I'm like, how? And in real life, in this episode, we still didn't get to the end. We're like on a cliffhanger situation. We're already short a couple, and then you're gonna hold us hostage, as AW said, you're gonna hold us hostage for the last couple. And I mean, like, for real, like, I think Married at First Sight is feeling themselves. Do they think we in it that much? And maybe half of us are, but I know half of us are not. Like, we ready to get this thing over with. But as far as like I said on that last day, Gina, she just can't, she cannot wait to get away from Clint, because so she's in favor of, taking the time away to process. Like she's saying in so many words, she's felt overwhelmed. They went from the wedding and they go to the honeymoon and they go to a date and they go to, like, it's so much. I guess the way she's talking is she's talking like terms in dating, because she is a married woman, but from the moment she met Clint, she's been with him ever since. And I guess that's what marriage is about. I guess some people, in a sense, that's like, you may expect one thing how it is, but it's totally another thing when you're in it. So she's a process. She needs time to process. She really wants to be away. She needs a break from Clint. And I guess to her, Clint is a bit much. We enjoy his personality, but it can be a little quirky at times. But as far as Clint and Gina goes, I don't even know why we having a decision day. I think this decision day was decided in Jamaica when Clint said Gina was built like SpongeBob SquarePants. So it was over. After he called her that, I don't care what he said, what he did, he could not win. The wall was up. It was no hope at all. And Clint kind of puts a weird number out there. When I say weird, he talking about, he telling the experts, he telling the camera, he's saying like, overall, him and Gina have had 95% of good times. And I'm thinking they must have some hidden episodes or something like that. Married at First Sight, the lost scenes or whatever. No, 95% of the time, like 95% of the time, good times, they would be celebrating their 1-year anniversary at this point. There is no way that percentage is that high. That's absolutely impossible. And that's the thing. I think that's one of the problems about this show. I know they kind of paint a narrative, they kind of push a direction, but you got to be real. And in real life, when you be real, better things will come out. You have a better outcome. Being fake, you never really get to your destination. So at this point, I'm just thinking, like, I gotta start pointing the finger like at the at the experts, on this couple, I'm gonna say on this couple, I think they did a good job in pairing um Clint and Gina together or whatever. It's just the fact that maybe they paired them with the people they wrote down in the application. Like it just doesn't match up because at first, really, Clint gave a vibe of like he was the ginger heiress or whatever. You know, the guy who had 60 partners and just like Aris, he had sex with whoever within the last 2 weeks, knowing that he was matched and getting married. So, but it kind of switched nerve. It's just it's a thing where like did they do a good job? Did they do a bad job? But the bottom line, it really could have worked. It really could have worked. And and in my opinion, if Gina would just gave in just a bit or drop that armor or just I don't know, they needed counseling. Maybe the experts didn't step in. They could have really worked because I really feel like Clint has been feeding off of Gina's energy because after somebody call you an ugly ginger, at this point, are you really going to come forward? I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't think that's going to happen. So he gotta go with what Gina's like. Well, the spark is just not really there. You can see Clint likes Gina, but how far can you really go with somebody who's telling you, one, they're not comfortable with you, and two, you're ugly. So how much can you romance a person like that? That's got to be a thing. And like even when they met with the experts, when as far as like decision day, Clint is still talking that ridiculous number, like, hey, 95% of the time we're great. And Dr. Pepper's like really? I mean, for real, like that number is so huge. If all the marriages had a 95% of the time, nobody would get a divorce if it was that good and y'all had so much fun and y'all down for each other. But I just like I said, I just don't I don't buy what Clinton said. I think he's just like trying to make things look good for the camera. And it's yeah, it's a lot because what Clint has said about Gene is more so by her not really giving anything. He's a person who needs reciprocity. He got to have that love back. It just don't come just naturally. She got to be given something. And Gina in this experiment gave absolutely nothing. And like I said, they could have made it, but they didn't. And Clint made a crazy comment or something I understand. If y'all can help me out, I didn't quite understand it. Clint said that he's not the husband that they are both deserving of. I didn't quite understand that. I know he's saying on one hand that he's not Gina's ideal husband, but he's not the husband that he wanted for himself or he wanted more. And I just don't get it. I would say as far as their what we call it, their decision day look, they had to be the best looking couple if we're going to judge, because we always speak up on it of how the looks of it. It wasn't much to, I guess, dress up for. We talking about, I don't know if Married at First Sight budget is falling or whatever the case may be, but we're on a farm and we got a barn, and I hate driving past those barns. Remind me of something like a slave barn or something. I don't know what it is, and a tractor, and that's it, and that's all that's going on. So I don't know what type of Clint could have wore his cowboy boots or no shirt and a leather jacket like he normally do. There we go. Hey, oh, Lenny J is in the house. Okay, I hit the wrong button. This bell is speaking to Lenny J. Let me see what Tammy Toss got to say. I think he was saying he wasn't a husband that he knows he could have been. Okay, I like that. I guess he expected more about himself, but with not the exception of Clint and Gina, really who you dealing with kind of affects how you can show up. It can, of course you're responsible of how you feel, but you can feed off of a person. So let's say if Gina was more open, Clint felt like he could have been the ideal husband or what he thought a husband should be. Okay. I appreciate that. That makes sense. Absolutely. Lenny J say they definitely didn't have a budget. Yeah, it was like 3 things or 4. I guess we can include the couch and chairs or whatever. It was like we out in the middle of nowhere, And I don't get that. I don't get that. So yeah, it was like of course again they both say no or whatever. And for this episode, I don't get where the answers come from or the questions where you're talking about like, so what should you have done in the marriage, or what are your deal breakers and stuff like that. Those are like questions you ask before the decision or something like that to find out where they're going. Like these questions probably could have helped all the couples throughout their journey to kind of see what they're shooting for, what they want. Really, they could have been interview questions, but I guess they were trying to give us more because this isn't what do you call it? The show wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. But of course, like I said, they both say no. Clint wants to be a better husband, and Gina actually says like, "Hey, what she more came from a she more came from a place of where she's kind of blaming Clint for the situation, but nobody really says that. Hey, that us being brutally honest hurt our marriage, and that's why we could not gain footing on it. But like I said, Clint was past it. Gina would never get past that, no matter what, because I believe, and that happens. That's insecurities. I believe Gina has like body issues. She's not happy with her body. So Clint spoke on it. She was done. She was done. But it just kind of got flipped on Clint, where like Gina was thinking like, oh, like maybe if he tried more, and maybe, by the law of attraction, I would probably start to like him if he tried, if he begged, if he crawled, all of that. I don't think I'm with Clint. I'm a type of person. I need that reciprocity. I need to be given some energy back. You can't tell me that you're not comfortable with me, but you expect me to romance you and keep coming forward, or you tell me I have gingery features. It just don't work. You tell me, hey, J-Dub, you're cool and all, but I don't really like guys with bald heads and fluffy beards and all that kind of stuff. And then what you want me to do? Oh, like, you're gonna love this bald head and this beard. I'm telling you, it's gonna grow on you. No, it don't work like that. I'm ugly to you, so I'm gonna back up off of you. I'm not gonna keep coming, and I'm damn sure not gonna start making romantic advances of you telling me straight up, I'm not it. I'm not what you want. I'm I'm not your type. There's no way. So no, that's asking a lot for somebody to be pushing up on. But in the first history of Married at First Sight, in their divorce, we got a child custody issue. Who got a baby? Does Clint got a baby? Gina got a baby? No, the baby is Gina's dog, Hank. Like, so much so, Clint tried to settle out of court. He told Gina, like, look, I give you $10K if you give me Hank. And I guess Gina declined. Even Dr. Pepper was like, whoa, like $10K. Well, would you do it for 20? Gina like, I was like, Gina, you better sell Hank quick, sell him fast, because we got a fool here. Hank probably got about 7.5 years left on him. You better sell that dog, take half of the money, go get you a Hank Jr., even though that's what Clint could do. But he loves Hank. I guess he's connected. Hank has reached his heart. Every scene you see, Hank like this. If you see Gina and Hank, you see Gina and Clint, Hank is right there. He in the picture. Whatever they doing, they doing some sex games, or they cooking fish, the grease popping on Hank. Whatever. Hank is there. So Clint loves Hank, even when they just took him to Starbucks for a pup cup and all of that. Yeah, but Gina she ain't really feeling it. So I just thought she should have took the money. But we see, like, in the later episodes coming, that the issue isn't over. Like, they have to like legally get involved with Hank. I don't know if I'm assuming did Clint take Hank for a visit or whatever, and then he kidnapped him. I don't get it. Because they could talk about, well, what do you say? Possession is 9/10 of the law. So if he got your kid and y'all don't have a custody issue, clearly he could keep the dog. And I'm like, how you gonna keep that lady dog? I'm sure y'all signed a prenup or whatever. That's Gina's dog. Let me get what Tammy talks at. It's weird to want to buy somebody's dog. I mean, yeah, I thought so because like I'm gonna say it like this. Granted, for the pet lovers in the world, I have two little Hank Juniors, little mini Hanks, and guess what? Pets have their own personality. But granted, you go to another pet store, get the same kind of breed, and pretty much you're going to get the same day. When you show the dog some love, the dog is going to love you for life. You can go buy another Hank. Why are you trying to take this lady's dog? I don't get it. Let it be. You can connect with another dog. Dogs are like that, unless it's some kind of vicious dog, he's going to love you. Even a vicious dog will love you. Might not love everybody else. It's just like, why? Like, let the lady had a dog. Would you want somebody to come take your dog or try to buy your dog? That's like buying your kid or buying a member of your family. Is it slavery? What's going on? So, I mean, I think it's a good money, but still, just let the lady have a dog. Clinton, go buy you another one. Go, like I've heard somewhere they say that Clinton need to go get with Jasmine. She got some pups in the same fashion. I don't know if the standard poodle like Hank is. He's pretty big, but there's always options. That don't have to be. So let's move on. Let's move on to the next couple. The let's say my least favorite of the situation. So who we moving to? Who we moving to, y'all? Well, let me see in the chat where y'all think we going. The least, I think, is an easy guess. We're going to Nicole and Chris. We're going to Nicole and Chris. Now, I felt like every couple, they had a title for me. It kind of stuck with me because I do little notes, and I call this couple two different pages. At this point, he's pretty much tired of Nicole. Chris is never going to rock the boat or make waves. He's just going to give an uncomfortable smile, like a half two smile or whatever. But he wants some time away to reflect. He wants the same, his plan to get away, live alone with his boys, as he called, for 9 months without Nicole, and maybe just visit her sometime. But Nicole thinks just the opposite. Nicole goes into her neurotic mode where she feels like the separation is bad, where like if they get time to think, at this point Chris may find her flaws and then want to be apart from her. It's just it's not realistic. So what, every time, so if Chris go away with the guys on a fishing trip, now he's gonna want to be alone. Let me read this comment from AW. Chris, like, he been married 20 years and giving us that Al Bundy energy. Absolutely, just going along with the flow. But Al Bundy had a little more machismo, a macho stance. Chris just gives like a weak wimp go along kind of situation, but definitely a checked out, just like you said, like Al Bundy, like, we're just married, we're gonna go through the motions, I'm miserable, I'm not happy, I don't know how I'm gonna get rid of this woman, what's going on? What's going on? What did Lenny J say? What's that mean? MVP is a stretch. Who's the MVP? Oh, Nicole is the MVP. Let me go back to it because she's talking about Miss Bell. Nicole was the MVP. I'm gonna say Miss Bell has some of the controversial picks. Like, Miss Bell loves the underdog in a situation. So I'm expecting that. Yeah, I'm with you, Lenny J, on this one. Miss Bell, no, we always together, even in disagreement. But yeah, MVP is absolutely a stretch, because Nicole, she got something going on where, yeah, from the beginning of the season, I thought she had that, what do you call that, stick it in there kind of thing with marriage. Meaning, like, no matter what she goes through in the marriage, she committed, she locked in. But in this point, it's not, in this instance, this is not a good thing at this time, because like, she's battling constantly with things that she's creating in her own head. Not that things are present, not that she doesn't have some points, because I will point that out in a minute. But Tammy Talk saying Nicole needed therapy in that marriage. Absolutely. I mean, extensive therapy, like, at least a good 3 solid years once a week for sure. Like, as That's what Gina said. That's her favorite phrase for sure. For sure, Nicole needed some extensive, long therapy or whatever with Jacqueline Willoughby. I give Chris and Nicole 6 months. I don't even give them that much. That might be too close for them to decide about the lease because Chris don't want to live with that lady. He claims that he's happy or whatever, but he really kind of piggybacks off of what Nicole says. And like I said, Nicole is really concerned about like, hey, if Chris gets 24 hours alone with his dogs in his place, he's gonna, I guess, start to realize the quirks and the characteristics of Nicole is not what he's looking for. And again, like when she makes that statement, Chris looks like he has swallowed some 2-day oatmeal that's been sitting on the counter, just open. He like this. Like, is she still doubting that I'm here for her? Is she still doubting I'm gonna leave her? Is she still doubting I don't love her? You're like, you didn't choose me, you know, that kind of energy. Like, yes, that is absolutely exhausting. You have to continue to prove your love to somebody every day, every single day. That is absolutely exhausting. You know, not that I have experience with that, but I couldn't imagine. It's like every day is like a brand new day that I have to prove myself that I'm here for you. I'm with you. I'll never leave you. I got your back. And you know, you got to do that every single day. Oh my, no, that's way too much. Hey, Michelle Bird, good to see you. Yeah, that's way too much. And so much so, like, before I guess they got to the decision day, Pastor Cal pointed that out. He was like, I told Nicole directly that asking every single day, if this was decision day, this would be your day. You know, would you choose me? Would you decide to me? And Nicole, even in her confessional, said, like, listen, I'm not listening to Pastor Cal. I'ma still ask every single day, regardless of what Pastor Cal said. And Pastor Cal was right. Chris is hating this. He's over it. He's tired of it. He's exhausted. I mean, at this point, I don't think he trusts Nicole. Like, this lady's crazy. They go Auntie Roro for real. Auntie Ro, always a pleasure to see you. Absolutely. Yeah, it would be exhausting. And like I said, I guess Nicole thinks she's an expert because remember, like throughout the season, she's always telling everybody what they should do and what they expect, and they could do better, but she can't get her stuff together. You know, I hated that. You know, they have this every year where they push the narrative of the perfect couple, and this was them this season. Like, and I saw the exact opposite. Granted that they had no arguments on camera or whatever. That's because nobody's really talking. But I think they're the worst all out of everybody. You know, they tell me they get along. It's so wonderful. It's like watching two people fall in love in a psych ward. Like, there is no reality. We're just going along and just waiting for this thing to self-destruct or fall apart. Or really not self-destruct, because that's what Nicole is. She's a self-sabotager. If it's anything she can find, she's gonna find a way to pull and rip the fabric of their already weak marriage for real. I don't see them as couple goals, and you know, they're doing so well. Like even Pastor Cal said, like, have they even had an argument? Is that good or bad? He answered his own question. It's absolutely bad, because when they actually have conflict, when that happens, it's going to be an issue. It's going to be an issue because in real life, they've already had situations where they could have had an argument or a disagreement, because Nicole was totally against moving one day without being with Chris. She didn't want to renew her lease for anything. She wanted to be with him. Like, I live with you right now. I've been with you every single day. Why would I want to go back to my old place? You got to go back to your old place, and we have, you know, visitations or sleepovers or whatever. That don't work. It don't make sense. And I'm with Nicole on that. But however, she doesn't realize that she's pushed Chris away. And yeah, 6 months. I'm gonna say six. I'm gonna say in the 6 months range, because they will. I believe they will make it to the reunion, but will they last? Absolutely not. They have no foundation. Their foundation is trauma and insecurity or whatever. So yeah, I just don't see it. I don't see it. So the experts asked Nicole and Chris, why do they think they're compatible? And I guess hearing Nicole, it sounds like it's a winner, or they picked the winner. Like they're like the yin and the yang, the give and take. She's hyper, he's chill. She's dominant, he's a doormat. Those kind of things. Whatever one person isn't, the other one is. So Nicole needs reassurance. Chris is willing to leave little uh affirming love notes, if that's what you want to call them. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think it's working, but will it work? Because really, I believe the basis of their compatibility is past trauma. Uh, Auntie Roro Real says, "I'm always happy to be here, nephew. Listen to your reviews is like hearing myself think." Oh yeah, we definitely see eye to eye, because Auntie Roro, I saw you when I see you like on Actually Arby, and I hear you talk. It's different from reading your comments and hearing your voice. I was like, me and Auntie are right there, and that's real. So I definitely understand that. What Pink and Cream say? She's too needy. Oh my good, she's exhausting. Like when I'm watching the show, I'm irritated because I'm like, what is wrong now? What's wrong now? What's wrong now? I didn't say good morning the way you needed me to say, and then that means I'm gonna leave you. I mean, it's like it's too much. It's too much. AW say Chris is going to ghost Nicole when they leave the show. Wow, you don't even think they're gonna make it past the show. I could, in a sense, I could believe that because it seems like he's trying to get home. When they're talking about moving together, let's just hold up. Like, you about to come out your lease, I'm about to come out our lease. Let's just renew our leases and then let's see what happens. Because yeah, he is leaning towards like he's dragging her. He's trying to wait, like talking about, granted that we all, like in this process, they all have the freedom to decide what they want to do on decision day. But Nicole was trying to lock this man in before decision day. Like, well, you know what we're going to do, so why we just can't sign a new lease to a place? And Chris is like, it's a little too soon. Let's just wait after decision day. Even though decision day is 24 hours away, let's just wait and then let's revisit it, because now kind of we know Nicole is a little off. However, you can see the manipulation in Chris. He's dragging her along for the ride and just going to keep pushing the goalpost and extending everything so where they don't have to actually be together. Like, and then he say, let's talk about one thing at a time. So we talking about moving. If we talk about moving, let's not talk about where we're gonna get furniture from. Oh, let's talk. I mean, everything has to be one thing at a time, because not because he's trying to slow things down or pace himself. He don't want to be with her. He wants to live his single life with his dogs in his queen bed, mini queen bed, and that's just it. So, but he doesn't have the heart to tell Nicole, because that's the type of guy he is. As Nicole said, he's so selfless, he's always thinking about others. No, he's afraid to speak up. That's what it is. And not only that, he's not honest. That's not endearing. Give me the truth and let's work from there. But I still, Nicole has a hand in this. She was bothered by him not wanting to move, so that was her time to say it. She didn't want to rock the boat or push Chris away to leave because she's putting too much pressure on him. Yeah, it's the marriage is a mess. It's a mess. Like I said, it's just really it's based off of how bad your ex treated you, when they abused you verbally, physically, but you're not going for it again, and you deserve so much better. Granted, like, I'm gonna jump out there and say, like, most people with that esteem, that self-esteem about themselves, they don't have to continue to build themselves up. It shows in their actions. You don't have to talk yourself up, or keep affirming yourself. Auntie Rhoda said Nicole was always quick to give everybody advice, but did she ever get therapy for herself? Absolutely not. That's an excellent point. Yeah, Nicole is the other expert. She's the fill-in. She's the fill-in. She's the fill-in. Let me go to this AW. Absolutely. In real life, on the low, it's all about Chris, and he's going to get his way, and he's going to gaslight her. He's going to lay back. He's going to be very vague. He's playing her, but he seems like the innocent, nice guy. He's not that. I promise he's not that. He's not that at all. But as far as them, of course they're gonna say yes on decision day. And in my opinion, I thought Nicole's little speech about like how Chris was, and in her 33 years, she's never been so happy. I always think that's funny. Like, I don't think so. Most of us, when we were little children, we were 7, 8, and 9. We weren't thinking about how somebody else would make us happy and all of that. But he's made us so happy. Life is not the same without him, and heartfelt. And pretty much, Chris was pretty much like, yeah, I agree the same thing with you too. Vague, and just piggybacking off Nicole. He's a get along to go along. So I think we about done with them. Yeah, I don't think I'm certain they're not going to make it for the long haul. It's for the cameras. Chris is biding his time. AW said Chris gonna ghost her. I say something bad coming for real. It's gonna be, and certainly everybody knows, including the experts, is like, if Chris said no on that decision day, that would have been some drama. That would probably been the highest rated scene in Married at First Sight, because that wasn't gonna go well. Nicole would probably start ticking and itching, and it would have been something. It would have been something. So let's get to the next couple. America's favorite couple, Aris and Jasmine. Let's go to Aris and Jasmine. What we got? I think I got a lot of notes on Aris and Jasmine. So this is gonna be fun, and this is a controversial topic, and I kind of like that at points where people have different stances on, because like anything, everybody can read the same paragraph, but everybody could get something different from it. So pretty much the episode started for Aris and Jasmine. Aris was packing his stuff or whatever, and for them, what do I call this couple? The couple of delusions. And Aris starts out to say, wow, what Duchess gonna do? And I don't know what Aris is reaching at. He trying to get I'll miss you, but he really got it from Jasmine. She kind of put it out there like, I'm gonna miss you a little bit or whatever, because again, it's like a Clint and Gina thing. Like, you don't like me, so I can't really give of myself. If Aris showed any real genuine interest in Jasmine, she would be all in, all the way, and they would live a happy and dysfunctional life together, riding in the sunset. But this ain't that. It's not that at all. And the thing is, when I say couples are delusional, according to Jasmine and her view of it, she believes in their relationship like they could really have fun for life. That's the thing. A lot of married people don't really understand what marriage is about. So having fun will not sustain you for a lifetime, because why? Fun ain't gonna be fun forever. It's if that's all you got going on, you gotta have something deeper, something stronger than that, because life ain't always fun. So it just don't work. But people don't get that. Okay, that's what I like, because I don't really get into this too much, but we need to hear something like that. What Lenny J say? Lenny J say, personally, I think Jasmine looked a mess in that dress. I know that's an unpopular opinion. In my opinion, since we talking about it, I didn't think the dress was a mess. Let's call it appropriate for what we got, a rundown barn, John Deere tractor, and an open field. Like, she looked like she was going to prom. So it wasn't fitting. It wasn't fitting. Like I said, from the previous couple, I think I'm gonna say, if I gotta choose one out of all of them, Gina and Clint looked the best to me. They was dressed the best. A Martin Elder said it was a pageant style dress. Yeah, she got it out the closet. She got the dust off of it from her former. Yeah, a pageant dress. That's what it looked like. And shout out to Martin Elder. I haven't seen you in the house before, so I appreciate you stopping by. That's for real. So where I'm at. Like I said, Jasmine say it. They have fun, and then not only that, they want to just have fun. Where's the fun that they're having? Maybe again, sometimes I check out, like some of these couples do from this show, because it's really hard to watch. It is like painful to have to review this show. Not that I don't love what I do, but I'm getting no energy from the screen. Like, oh, I need to check out Married at First Sight. Like, no, it's painful. And when did Aris and Jasmine have fun like that? I didn't see it. I didn't see it, but okay. But then Aris goes, he doubles down on the delusion thing, along with Jasmine talking about he believes that, they have a solid foundation and, they're far from hating each other. Like, that's a compliment. Like, I don't hate you, so we got something going on good. Like, that's so low energy, so low hanging fruit kind of a perspective or whatever. Like, I don't hate you, so we could go from there. We should stay married because I don't hate you. Like, no, that's not it. So let's just go on the decision day. Let's get on with this thing. It's decision day for the happy couple, and the flashbacks, it reminds me so much of why Jasmine and Aris, they don't belong together. Absolutely not. It's just, if we go from the scenes to Aris never being in love, I forgot that. I forgot that. And to me, I feel like, again, somebody that's 40 years old that has never been in a significant relationship, has never been in love, right or wrong, I judge you. Like, what type of positions or people have you been surrounding yourself with or spending your time with that you have not been in love at the age of 40? I'm judging. That's all. And I can say that. I say that comfortably. No. I forgot that. That was like a huge red flag. And you can see throughout all the scenes, Aris could never even hold a decent conversation. Can you connect with somebody who's, always looking on the ground? I used to on Ready to Love, like when the guy Phil used to be, I used to call him on the ground Phil when he talking. I mean, Aris does that so much. But granted, we got to, I guess, kind of look into a situation where he admitted that he has social anxiety. So that makes sense. But not expecting perfection, where people have certain things that they need to fix or clean up or adjust, I don't think it's time for marriage. That's my opinion. You need to work on that. You do need to work on that before you join somebody else to become one. It's just that, it was just too much. And then when we got those cringy sex comments, like they haven't been vibing all day, and he'll hit you looking. This is the time he'll look you and I'll be like, so let's talk about your favorite sexual position. And granted, you ain't built no rapport with this woman. You just said everything that turned her off, but now you want to know her favorite sexual position. Like, read the room. Like, Aris is a little special to me. That's, and not in a good way. I don't mean that in a good. Not like Shaq's mentees group. He's not special. He's not special at all. So, and I have to agree with this. Look at this. This is one. They say things are feelings, and this is a fact. Neither one of them are ready for marriage. Absolutely, they're missing some major components. Like, when you go in knowing that, hey, we're terrible communicators. Like, that's a integral, necessary part of a successful marriage. Like, somebody got to be sharp in it. Really, you need to at least be versed in proper communication, because you have to do that. You're running a corporation of love, so we got to be able to talk. We got to be able to talk about any and everything, for real. So that, if that ain't the truth, I don't know what is. But like I said, same way, Jasmine has her flaws as well. It's like I said, the communication thing, because she kind of banks on that thing. Well, like, I've never seen my parents fight before, so I avoid conflict. Or, again, I'm not speaking of an argument, because people sometimes get the word confrontation or confront like it's a negative word. It's because it's not. You're bringing something to the front, you're assessing it, you're dealing with it, and you're supposed to move forward. Confronting is not bad, long as it's healthy. And You know what, Jasmine? She said she was in a long-term relationship, so she's afraid of conflict. If it's something that may come off negative, she's going to avoid. She's going to hide. She's not going to talk. That's absolutely not marriage material. You know, that's a problem. That's a problem. But you know, I kind of still, you know, I don't agree with Jasmine's perspective because she's talking about, oh, I gave 1,000%. Like, you gave 1,000% where? When you shut down on Aris. Like, it's okay to be repulsed by the things that Aris say, but you do gotta say something. That's the part. That's the part. That's the part. You gotta say something. You gotta have a voice. You gotta speak up for yourself. You gotta say, hey, this isn't comfortable for me, or I don't appreciate this. Not just half smile and cover up the bottom row of your teeth. That don't work. That don't work. That don't work in marriage. But I'm gonna say again, I'll put a little more responsibility on Aris. Like, the things that you're asking, same way as Clint and Gina. Would I feel comfortable opening up and talking when somebody creates a type of environment that we're, hey, like, you know, we talking about your favorite subject, we talking about sex. But when I talk about it or mention about, like, oh, you ain't had a orgy before. I mean, where you come from? I mean, everybody I know had orgies. Like, what you doing? You ain't never kissed a girl? Oh, you lame. Oh, you one of them prudes, or no, and no. And especially, let's get to the thing where, granted, any and everybody cannot be attracted to somebody, but when you hear all the time, hey, guess what? You're not my type. I don't like you. I don't feel nothing for you. You're like you look like a 12-year-old boy to me. You know, nobody feels good about that. No, how can you move forward with that? And granted, you can say anything that you want. It's all in how you say it. Let's see what AW got to say. She should have just said, yeah, oh, wasn't feeling it and shut down. I stand by that. I stand by the decision. Did I read that right? She should have just said, oh, I wasn't feeling it and shut down, and I stand by that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, she has a right. That's what I'm saying. She has a right to speak and say, like, you know what? I'm not feeling the way you coming off at me, or I'm getting nothing from you. I'm getting nothing from you. You know. What do you say, Tammy? Because he said it just like that to her. Yeah, I mean, just that wasn't a good way to say it. You gotta, I believe you gotta put a little compassion with it or whatever. Nobody want to keep hearing like, oh, I don't like you. Oh, you're ugly. Oh, you're, you know, I feel nothing. You know, you might as well be one of my homeboys. Where can we go from there? I can't see it. I can't see it. TJ, good to see you. Good to see. Aris must have always been in sex club. I believe that he's in some type of swinger group. Like, he's a lifetime member or whatever, because he's saying he's been in multiple orgies. And after seeing that, what do you call it? That sex episode where Aris likes to have furry handcuffs tied behind his back, and he wants a feather on his gooch, and he wants to be smacked and slapped around. I think Aris is in a little bit more than he's actually spoken on. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say that. Oh, we definitely look. I want to show this. I'm gonna pull it. I'm gonna say it and hide it. We definitely gonna get to that. We're definitely going to get to that. What Lenny J say? I like different perspectives. Like, y'all really think he was telling the truth? He acts like a virgin. I'm just answering like you're talking to me, Lenny J. Friend, in my opinion, I believe Aris is a sexual deviant. He needs something far beyond what let's say a normal, if there's such a thing, a normal relationship or marriage can provide. He needs to have the group thing going on or whatever. He can never be satisfied. It's like somebody being bisexual. They want the other sex. It's something that you cannot give them. It just ain't going to happen. It just ain't going to happen. So, yeah, I lost my place, but this is getting good. Like I said, I got a lot to say about that. But like I said, Aris to me doesn't create that environment where, you know, I get tired of the same way as he's talking about he's not attracted to her. Like, oh, you need to speak up. You need to just keep saying it, keep saying it, keep saying it. Like, oh, that's when you're most sexy, is when you speak up. Like, I don't want to keep hearing that or whatever, but you wanted to speak up. Aris, have you created that environment that encourages that? Not that it's not on Aris. It's for Jasmine to do, but there has to be an environment where you, if you want something positive or something to happen, you have to encourage it. You have to make a place. Well, you know how we are, all of us are now more in touch with our feelings. We have to make a safe place for a person to speak their truth. Yeah, it's just yeah, it's something. What am I about to say? Let's go. I like this thing that Miss Bell. And when Miss Bell don't like something, you know it. Listen, when Miss Bell don't like something or somebody, because she usually sees the good in everybody, even when we can't see it. Airhead is disgusting to me. What a terrible match for sweet Jasmine. Yes, I wanted more for Jasmine. Again, definitely not husband material. And as Tammy Talk said, they're both not ready. They got some things to work out, but yes, the way he handled himself in that marriage, it was just something. Let me see what AW said. I think I like where it's going. He talks too much, and if he's in alternative lifestyles, he should just follow that and stop trying to have a traditional marriage. I agree, because when Aris speaks, he speaks like almost like Shaq, in the sense that he's speaking of what he saw on TV, off the Cosby Show, like, because he harps on like, oh, I got Duchess to come home to and all that. I finally got a dog, and I got flowers in the house, and it smells good, and it's more so he wants the look of the marriage, because again, marriage is a real solid, good, bad, boots down commitment, not just all the good things that come with it, because those tough times or those obstacles help build the character of both husband and wife. But yeah, let me well, I keep getting lost, but we having some great conversations here. And like I said, I really put a little more on Aris. Like he could have provided more, because in real life, Jasmine is almost like a Chris. She's a go along. She's going to be quiet, but you can see that she's willing to be in it. But yeah, so if Aris wanted this, or he gave more, or provided a particular environment, they could have worked. And maybe they could have got better. Maybe they could have got, the help that they needed. Because, everybody claims that they've been in therapy, but their actions don't show it, So Aris, he arrives on, it's decision time, and he's on the farm. Aris is dressed like Aladdin, and Jazz is dressed like she going to the prom in 1994. That's what it is, I wanted when Aris saw Jasmine, I wanted him to, go out the same way he came in. When he see Jasmine, go, giving that thing where I knew he never liked her from the beginning, and that's okay. It's okay, but to me, what's not okay is knowing that when you go in something, if you say, you know what, I give you all my free will. I don't know what my spouse is going to look like, but I'm gonna let you choose for me through, I guess, the things that I need, through my characteristics, through my desires. So you're already setting yourself up to fail if you're focusing on the surface. Yeah, granted, everybody won't be attracted to everybody, but yes, attraction can absolutely grow. So when you give up your free will like this, you're absolutely losing when you're just focusing on the looks. You're going to lose. You gave up your choices. Like I said, to me, I think Jasmine is a beautiful woman. Aris, they could have made payments on the Invisalign for the bottom row. That would have been fine. It's just the fact that it wasn't there. But he kind of, to me, Aris, I could tell that he's in corporate America. He's definitely had some type of class, some type of course on empathy or something like that, or politically correctness. It's something there. He knows how to say things, even though he's socially awkward, or he has social anxiety. He knows how to put things to kind of lead things on or say the most politically correct, but at the same time saying the most crass and cringeworthy things to her all at the same time. Two things could be true. So it's at this point, what Aris says, it does not match, because he always talks like they're moving forward, or he talks like they're both growing, and all he needs, I mean, because even on decision day, as long as Jasmine speaks up, we're going to be fine, but I think they do that on purpose to kind of lead us to whether they're going to say yes. Hey, Apple Charm, I'm so glad you can make it. We probably got about one more couple to do, but I always appreciate you being in the house. So let's keep going here. So Jasmine is the first one to give her decision, and she's saying that I guess what she has experienced from Aris, it does not fit what she wants, her dreams, her goals of being a wife. Let me stop it. And brother, feel good in the house. Appreciate you each and every time. Feel good in the house. Yeah, it's not matching up to what she thought would be in a marriage. And that's the same thing for Aris. And it's just like, what can she say? She's like, no, I can't go forward. And we were, I think most of us who like Jasmine or wants better for Jasmine, I'm gonna say, knowing that this was absolutely the right decision. Aris got to throw in, well, hey, I'm saying no too on decision day too. Like, she already said no, but hey, Aris said that his view of marriage, he thought he would be like smitten. And that's what I'm speaking on. Like, you gave the experts your free will, but you expect them to pick somebody who fits your body type that you're normally attracted to. That's it don't make sense, because guess what? You could go pick out one of the girls that fit your body type in the orgy, pull her to the side and say, I just want to have an individual orgy with you, and leave it at that. You pick it out yourself. But we see that, it ain't much there. But I'm thinking like, okay, they made it through. They both said no or whatever. They going forward, but it's not over. It's not over, because Pastor Cal got something to say. But let me stop. In my opinion, in my opinion, Auntie's advice. She made the live. Hey, Auntie, always a pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure. Yeah, at this point, it's not over, because Pastor Cal got something to say. He got something to say. I don't know who came up with this new format where y'all have already decided, but we got to find out. Like, so are we talking about like moving forward? What's going to happen in the dating life? What have you learned? What are the deal breakers for you? What are the deal breakers for you? Pastor Cal was looking for some drama, and he pretty much threw an alley oop up to Aris to say something stupid. And you know what? Aris delivered. They got exactly what they want. And Aris started getting with his hands and moving like this. And so I always when I see myself, I hug myself in the mirror and I smile 5 times and say, I love Aris. I just love you. And me, I kind of want somebody who loves their self like I do, and 100%, Aris is saying a deal breaker is being with a person who does not love themselves. And who's over there? It's Jasmine. And that's what he's saying. Jasmine does not love herself. And, Jasmine whole vibe, you can feel the energy come off the screen. Like, she, and Pascal, like, what are you feeling this month? She's like, like this motherfucker here. Like, it don't stop. He playing with me. He playing with me because he's absolutely saying it. And then Aris is like kind of backing off of it, like, well, I was just saying, like, and then no, yeah, let's just disagree to disagree. Let's agree to disagree or whatever. And Jazz like, nah, let me run this shit down to you for real. Let me run this down to you. Like, my man got commitment issues. He's never satisfied. If no matter what I did, whatever happened, if I got a BBL, I got my bottom row fixed, I can never make him happy because he don't want me, because he wants the idea of marriage. You know, he wants this lady he made up in his mind on TV. You know, at this point, he's by him saying he's never had a significant relationship. It ain't there. And you know what? Granted, I'm happy that Jasmine stood up for herself. I wanted to go a little bit more harder because at the same time, Aris is talking about like she don't have self-love. I mean, she could have got deep into there, like just saying, like, oh, well, you know, I didn't want a husband who lives in the past and thrives off pain, who can't get past his dead daddy issues. And I mean, I wanted to go and I wanted her to drop the pageant queen answers. I wanted her to get in there because there was a lot to say. So granted, Jasmine never said or acted say like she loved herself. She said she dealt with self-esteem issues, which a lot of people deal with. And then you kind of flip that on her, like you reveal something like while you're talking in therapy and your partner or spouse or whatever flips that on you. That's a gut shot. Because she damn sure could have flipped a whole lot of things on Eric. She's like, yeah, I want a husband that look me in the eye and don't look on the ground when we talking, or can have a decent conversation without just talking about sex, somebody getting to know me, you know, not like some little scared little boy. She could have went there on. I mean, she could have kept going. She could have read him all the way down to the ground, all the way down to hell. But hey, I guess she took the classy way. But that was offensive. It absolutely was offensive. He didn't have to go there. He didn't have to tell me how whole he is. Aris ain't whole. Aris is struggling. Aris is struggling. Yeah, like he got it together. He absolutely don't got it together. When you 40 years old and you don't know that the word intimacy just don't mean sex, you got a long way to go. Period, point blank. That's crazy. Like, nah, he ain't have to do that. Granted, again, Pastor Cal put that out there for him and Aris delivered, but he didn't have to deliver it. He didn't have to deliver that. He didn't have to. It was a choice. And guess what? It's okay for a choice. I just wanted Jasmine to go a little harder because she had a lot of material to go off of, you know. But hey, she finally stood up for herself. And then the icing on the cake. So in Aris' confessional on the farm, he talking about bottom line, you know, really, I was really trying to get that, you know, I was imagining how married sex would be. You know, I wanted some more of a harder, put your leg up, lift, get the out of here. Are you serious? Are you kidding me? But I'm not surprised. But he said that on camera though. I already know where his mind is at. Again, he looking for some super freak to marry, give him the white picket fence all at the same time, the tickle his gooch with a feather. He got an imaginary woman that doesn't exist. He's living off some type of weird, wild fantasy that'll never be met. As the YouTube streets say, Aris is absolutely for the streets. Throw him back, let him be, let him have orgies till he's 62, whatever. It's done. So they done, and I'm glad they can be apart. And Aris isn't fighting for custody for Duchess. You know, let's move on. Let's move on to the final couple. Let's move on to the final couple. Ooh, that was exhausting. I felt a little worn out from that. Let's go to Shaq. Let's go to Shaq and Kirsten. Shaq and Kirsten, with them making a transition. Let me come down. Woo-saw, bring it down some. You can see like the energy, the shift of energy like Shaq and Kirsten has. Because you can see like now Kirsten is really trying to hold on to Shaq. You know, I don't know why, you know, like Nicole, maybe some people want to be married so bad. Whoever's in front of them, it works. That's their person because they there. You know, excuse me, what can I say? But you could tell Shaq is like checked out. Look at this. Let me put this up. This got me laughing. This is comedy. Poor Shaq got a raw deal. Wow. Look at Miss Bell going up for Shaq. With Lenny J. Hey, I'm not a woman. He probably got that good. I don't know about that. Lenny J got the evidence. You remember she asked for 8 inches. But I think Kirsten has the Nicole syndrome. She would marry the couch if you say she can have a husband. That's what that's what I'm gonna go. That's what I'm gonna go with. That's what I'm gonna go with. But yeah, it's just that like Shaq he's going through the motions or whatever. And I just think he's done with Kirsten. Of course, they left us with the cliffhanger that hey, we gotta wait on to see what Shaq wants because Kirsten is all in. She want to meet the family. She want to do everything he said. She want to go on all the business trips and whatever he got to do. What Halima say? Halima got the best comments in the world. Halima said Shaq and the mentees made the suit in home ec class Wednesday night at the YMCA. Yeah, me and Halima are right there. Yes. Speaking of that suit, what in the cross color suit was that? I mean, that was like Shaq he must have the award for the worst dressed husband in Married at First Sight history. He's supposed to be Dapper Dylan. I didn't see it. And guess what? I didn't like the way Kirsten looked. I thought she could have brought a little bit more. Now, granted, in my opinion, as far as a man, I prefer the fresh face or whatever. That's my thing. That's my preference or whatever. However, looked like she didn't do her hair. That dress wasn't it. I thought she was doing something. I was a little disappointed. Granted, it was only 4 pieces of equipment out there: a rundown barn, a John Deere tractor, a couch, and some chairs. Look at that. If that ain't true, YMV, she says Shaq's outfit was giving Universal Soul Circus Masters of Ceremonies. Absolutely. Yeah, that was awful. He definitely looked like he was at the carnival, the circus. It was all of that. And like, almost like you can see the lines where they like look like they pieced the suit together. He got it from Men's Warehouse Player Edition. I don't know. It wasn't from the Steve Harvey collection, but it was bad. It was pretty bad. I'm glad somebody pointed that out because that was the elephant in the room. I didn't even get a chance to even get that out, but that was pretty bad. It's just like low effort all the way around. I thought this supposed to be decision day. It was bad. Now the experts asked them like, what were their highlights? And they really had different highlights. Like Shaq, he loved that they watched TV together and he loved like the wedding. And I forgot what Kirsten highlights was. I didn't even write that down, but it was something really different from that. I thought they was gonna say something about the like the body painting or something like that. I don't know. It's just they like on 2 different pages at that. And Shaq really put out a very confusing statement in that session with the experts of saying like he had some struggles with being the leader in the marriage. Like Kirsten wouldn't let her lead, and Kirsten couldn't even get it together. She was like, are you for real? Are you for real? Because they're supposed to be spiritual people. Oh, Kirsten said one of the best times with her was going to church to talk about going to church when there was no church service. Like, I was like, Kirsten is missing, she missing something. Something's missing. Beautiful woman, something's missing. Something's missing. I'm starting to believe maybe they should have put Kirsten and Aris together. I'm starting to believe that. Yeah, because they ain't much there. But yeah, they Shaq is talking about Kirsten was getting I like won't allow him to lead. Like, we don't know who was supposed to lead. And like again, just like Aris, Shaq has that, what do you call that TV fantasy. Like I think Shaq maybe saw some reruns of the Cosby Show, and he thinking he is Cliff Huxtable and she Claire. He don't have it. He don't get it. And most of these people don't know what marriage is or what it's about. They're not ready. They haven't worked on themselves. They have no idea what they're getting into, especially getting into something like this, just marrying a stranger. I mean, I could not even imagine how hard that would be. Let's go to AW, would you? Kirsten has been given plastic Barbie doll. Also, I know, like something's missing. Something is not there. You know, she at the church house talking about church, but that was meaningful and deep. You know, yeah, something's missing. Something's missing. Something's missing. Yeah, something's missing. Something's missing. I don't get it. Let me read this comment about YNV She. Love the name. I think Kirsten is waiting for her father's approval before picking Shaq. I think she was feeling something in her gold tooth, but wanted somebody else to call it out. Hold up. Kirsten got a gold tooth? I know she was like missing a side tooth and she got the little Buckies. I mean, it's still a little bit better than Jasmine's, a lot better, but I didn't know she had a gold tooth. Is that her feeling or what? Miss Bell say her brain is missing. Something is wrong. Something is missing. And she's a realtor. And that means everybody can pass the realtor exam if Kirsten can do it. But that don't mean nothing. Some people are book smart. Some people have common sense. Some people, let's read what Angie Roro got to say. These comments. Shaq was full of it. Kirsten gave him everything he cried for. She gave him her intimacy, her support, and her father, but still wasn't happy. Yeah, it's like a Gina thing, Auntie. It's a Gina thing where no matter what, it wasn't going to be fulfilled. I don't care what she did. And granted, and that's how, let's say, I can't blame Shaq totally, but that's what happened when people, let's say they have those walls up and they kind of let them down. You let them down, they're like, okay, I ain't feeling you now. Like that would bother somebody. That would really affect how they go moving forward. So Kirsten's next marriage, they're gonna have a time. You think that wall was up before and she's scared to talk. That's what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be for real. Like it's a thing. Yes. Tammy talk. Yeah, Shaq constantly moved the goalpost. Yes, like he wants the trophy wife. He wants to lead, and I don't know how Kirsten was resisting or giving what she need. But at some point, Shaq was almost like he's like fake optimistic, like, yeah, we could work this out or this be easy. Shaq ain't feeling her. And again, we don't have the answers, but I totally believe that Shaq will absolutely say no by the looks of it. I mean, everything is given that to me. I think he's going to say no. Get those comments and tell me what you think, because we don't have it. Y'all may have the inside. Y'all may have the inside, because like AW say, I blame Shaq for trying to finish his PhD and marry a stranger. Very poor decision. Absolutely, and that's a blanket statement across the board. You can't have a new business. You can't be trying to get your PhD and raise. Because you're already married to something. You don't have time to focus and and do something else. If this is something important to you, it requires your attention. You can't have it both ways. Something is going to suffer. Something is going to be lacking. And it absolutely was lacking. Again, I mean, because I know these people get ready to go away. Like I said, I cannot say enough what's the word? Disgusted I was of how like Shaq was queen and just walking through that house, barely speaking to Kirsten. Stuff like that, to me, in my opinion, is emotional abuse. This is this person you're supposed to be happy to see, to come home to, and they got nothing for you. They've been gone for 14 hours. They barely can part their lips, and then they flopping their slides across the house like they got an attitude. You want to talk? Do you want some salmon and broccoli and whatever? I already ate. Me and the Minty boys. Shaq want to go back to the Minty boys. He gonna go back to. So that's a part of the reason why he was failing in school. you could see Kirsten come in the house. It's late. She's laid up on the couch waiting for him. He out again on Wednesday night with the Minty Boys at the High Kicks and Glow Sticks party on campus. I don't know who approved this or whatever, but yeah, it don't make sense. You cannot take that kind of stuff on. And again, I had said my thing. I think Shaq needs to live in his truth. When I saw the Minty Boys, I saw everything I need to see. Nobody can tell me different. It ain't even my opinion no more. It's what I believe, or the new saying. It's my truth. So yeah, let's be real. Kirsten ain't never. Kirsten ain't what he want. That's what I'm gonna say. Kirsten ain't what he want. Is no matter what she did, no matter what she said, it would never be good enough. Ever. It would be something wrong with her hair, or the salmon would be too dry, or he doesn't support her. Like, this lady got a job. And you want her to go to Murfreesboro to go to a conference, to go sit into a Best Western hotel. No. It's your job, sir. Do your job. She see when you come back. It's too much. So, like I said, they disappointedly left us on a cliffhanger. I'm not gonna put that. Look, Lenny J, you terrible. Lenny J will go in. I'm not even gonna put that up there. That's funny. I can't even finish if I can finish. Yeah, Shaq is going to totally say no. He's not being real. He wants a Kirsten so he can look good in the world. He wants her as a showpiece. He doesn't want to invest in her. He doesn't want to spend time talking to her, getting to know her. It's not that. It's not that. As allegedly he wants a beard. That's what some of the people on the YouTube street say. So pretty much that was it. That was it for the episode. Yeah, it's disappointing, and they're dragging. Like, we already short a couple, and now we can't even get to the last one. Like, make it make sense in real life. So what we gonna pick up on the next episode, to be continued. Let's get Shaq's decision. We already got Kirsten's decision, but now we got to get Shaq's decision. We need a whole episode for that. What are we going into? What, life after marriage, when they moving out the apartment, or when people dropping bombs? But I'm gonna tell you like this: I'm not going to review anything that isn't a show. I'm not going to review Where Are They Now or any of that. It was hard enough reviewing this stuff because they needed to give us so much more. They owed us better than that. I gotta do it. Miss Pretty Amazing, and I see Tanja H in there. Marriage. I gotta say it for those who don't know. Marriage. Yeah, Shaq just wants some marriage. And we consummated our marriage, girl. But anyway, yeah. Where can we go from here? Where can we go from here? Shaq's decision, and then everybody moving out, and I guess it is still gonna be messy at this point, because they got, in the next episode, look like Aris is going out with Mr. 740 or whatever, and even kissing him. I'm like, whoa, but Married at First Sight got it twisted. We don't want to see this. We want to see y'all put some successful, compatible people who want to be married to each other. We don't want to see oh, Jesus, two snaps and a twinkle tap. I don't even know how to do a twinkle tap. But anyway, we want to see people come together and really try to do this thing and get this thing together and build and grow and have a good life. And this is like a last resort of like, hey, I haven't found nobody out in this real world. Let the experts take over. And yeah, we don't want to see the drama. Oh, you keep bringing Mac around, but the whole time he in Gina's DMs, and now they dating. We don't want to see that. Married at First Sight. If you can hear me, We don't want that. We don't want it. You know, it's enough untrustworthy people in the world, a bunch of snakes in the grass. Even though, again, y'all know I haven't brought it out in a long time. I love snakes. J-Dub got 3 snakes. I love them, but because it's not like what people think, but I'm going to use that term. Snakes in the grass. We don't want somebody in our face and creeping on our spouse. We don't want that. We don't want it. Can I say it again one more time? We don't want it. This show has gone so left. So left. So left. We like the formula was when I'm about to pass out. Hold on. I can get another chain on this one. I'm getting one more chain with this $49.99 super chat. Miss Bell, enjoyed your live as always. Shout out to everyone. I have fun. Miss Bell, it was always a pleasure. I almost want to send it back to you because you are a huge part of this channel in real life. You're like the co-owner of this channel. Your comments keep this thing going, and I mean that, and not just because you sent me the super chat. I'm glad you did. You didn't have to, but I really appreciate you. Yeah, we don't need that. We need we want to see love. We want to see people fighting. We want to see people trying. We want to see people trying to grow and build. This is a mess. We don't want this dysfunction. That's what I'm gonna tell you. We don't want it. Married at first sight. Please hear me when I say that. Lenny J say, not another train. I wear every single chain, even when I'm in the house. You hear me? One more chain. I just got it. Miss Bell just bought me another chain. I appreciate you, Miss Bell. Yeah, so pretty much that was it. And like I said, it just got more drama to come. And I won't be reviewing unless it's like the reunion or something like that. Because that's going to be interesting. I got to see what's happening. Because somebody going to say something real crazy. And somebody going to have a surprise for us. And pretty much what I'm just going to assume and say, we only got what? One couple made it. 1.5 because Kirsten wanted to go and say, yeah. It's a failure. We're losing. We're not winning. We need better content. And this ain't just for Married at First Sight, but that's what we're talking about right now. Married at First Sight, we need better content. Go back to the old formula. Love Lil Rudy. I don't need that much insight into the show. I don't need it. I don't have time. You're already doing 1 hour 30, 2-hour shows. I don't have time to watch Lil Rudy. Love Lil Rudy, but I don't have time for it. And I don't need to go that deep. Somebody got to spin in there. So what I was saying in this scene was, no, it really wasn't like that. What you didn't see, I don't need that. I don't need extra interviews. I don't need it. And now they're trying to make Lil Rudy husband a star. I guess like Dougie and whatever her name is. We don't want that either. Sorry. I'm speaking for the people. I could be wrong, but I don't think we want it. So again, that was pretty much it. We're getting to the 1 hour 30 mark. So we're going about to wrap this thing on up. Like I said, now the chat or the views are jumping, and I appreciate any and all that have joined. Like I said, without me, I must be drunk. I ain't even drinking enough. Without you, there is no me. So, like I said, when I say that, I really appreciate everything that y'all doing and showing the support and showing love. So, we're going to shoot for next Friday night. I'm going to try to make that a thing. If it ain't Friday, it's Saturday, but I call it Friday Night Live. And we got Auntie Roro for real saying good night, good night, good night, good night. YMV she. Yes, and I appreciate you. Your energy, your presence helped to make this a great live. Yes, it was. Absolutely. It was. With Miss Bell saying closing. I ain't even want to say that. It sounds bad. Because I do too. I really do. I do. Love Lil Rudy. Hate the after party. That's too much information. Give us the real scenes. We don't need it. We don't need it. A Martin Elder. Couple couches back. Couple couches so bad. I don't even attempt. Tammy talks. Good night. Good night. Good night, Tammy. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you. Yeah, nobody. I guess I thought I was the only one. I thought y'all loved the after party and all that extra stuff. We don't need that. We need a real show. But anyway, like I said, like I said, that's all I got. Sometimes I really want to kind of run it later because I really want to grab put a ring on it so I can like do it all in one segment. But I'm gonna have to do put a ring on it this weekend because it's already passed. Because I put a ring on it, it'll come until 9 till I air this live. So again, as I always tell y'all could be anywhere in this YouTube world, but you're here with me. I really appreciate it, and I really mean it. Good night, everybody. I appreciate it for real. See you next Friday, but you'll see me before then for a review.